When you think of speech and debate, you probably think of something like this.
I found what I loved to do early in life. Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20. We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees.
That was speaking. This is speech and debate.
Oh balle balle je sonia de ranga de kalo bina dora dia udati patanga de kalo oh balle je sonia de ranga de kalo bina dora dia udati patanga de kalo.
It all started in 1925 with Bruno E. Jacob at Ripon College. His mission was to positively impact high school students' ability to articulate their emotions and ideas, and that's why he formed the National Speech and Debate Association, which used to be known as the National Forensic League, but changed its name in 2014. The National Speech and Debate Association has also gained quite a reputation for its ability to help students. In fact, both Presidents FDR and Eisenhower commended the National Speech and Debate Association because of this. And that's just one of the interesting things about it. In fact, it expanded its membership to middle schools back in 1995, and to international students in 2004 with the introduction of World Schools Debate. These expansions have allowed the National Speech and Debate Association to accumulate over 1 million members in its history. Now that we've talked about the history of the National Speech and Debate Association, we need to address the misconceptions that have surrounded it. We sat down with Ben Clemmer, NPR WBOI producer and host, to learn about his perspective on this.
So, what, in your opinion, are some misconceptions about speech and debate in general?
I think one of the biggest misconceptions about speech and debate is any time you try to put the personality or the background or the skill set of somebody who's doing it into a specific group, someone else is going to come along and just break that mold.
This idea on variation between speech and debate participants was not exclusively Ben Clemmer's. We also sat down with Chad Chenoweth, who expressed a similar view on the matter.
It is really for everyone. I think a lot of people, when they hear speech and debate, they picture, the great debaters, these people that are so well versed in what they do, it comes so naturally. We take everybody. We will take amazing speakers and make them better speakers and find a way to find great success. We'll take people who have never been great speakers at all, and we'll turn them into something that will make them better than they were. It's really open to everyone. That's first and foremost what I want to say.
Now that we've talked about what speech and debate is not, we need to talk about what it is. Chad Chenoweth had more to say on this topic.
It's easy to sum it up with one word, but I want to make sure I do a deeper explanation. I'm going to say self-expression, but only because I've dealt with a lot of students that have a lot of issues over decades, being involved in it as a student as well as an instructor. Many students are dealing with a lot of their own demons. Speech and debate oftentimes provides them an outlet to understand them in a way they couldn't before, whether that be in acting out pieces through plays or poetry, writing their own works, or simply just finding time to sit down with other people that go through this same stuff, other creative souls, other souls that are type A personalities, and sit down and be like, okay, wow, I'm not alone here. And to get that out there, maybe not self-expression, but more self-understanding. Because I've had a lot of students in some very dark places, and because of how they would explicate their piece, or because of the other students they would meet with, it's probably saved lives. I'm not afraid to say that.
And that is the reality of speech and debate. Not only does it provide an outlet for creativity, but also an outlet for emotions and all of your experiences. And that is beneficial just from a mental health standpoint. However, those are not the only benefits that speech and debate provides.
I would like to know if you have any examples of how it's changed other people's lives or how you've seen it impact them.
The most common thing I see is a student that's typically shy becomes much more confident in their public speaking, and that's both in interpersonal communications as well as public oration. And that's the first thing we really look for, is building that confidence more than anything, that you can speak your mind and do it eloquently in a way that people will respond to what you say. That's true of most events.
In order to get a better understanding of this ability to speak one's mind, we contacted James Romano, a candidate for Whitley County Councilor, for further information.
But what it has impacted is allowing me to have a voice. that's one of the main things that I love about speech, is that now I'm able to more express my ideas that I have.
It was interesting to see a politician's view on this, and because speech is for everyone, not just politicians, we decided to learn about other events, and here's Chad Chenoweth with information on that.
Beyond that, with all of our interp events, for people to know about what interp is, that's taking plays, poetry, prose, finding different ways to express them. I find it's really expanded the literature of many students, their writing ability, their reading ability, the authors they're exposed to, and with those new ideas comes greater thinking, more critical thinking, and those are the two major facets, I would say: becoming more confident in speaking, and becoming a more well-rounded person based on just what you're hearing and what you're reading about.
This ability to think critically was not only championed by Chad Chenoweth, but also championed by Great Homeschool Conventions in an article from February of 2018. This idea of critical thinking was also further expressed by James Romano.
It certainly helped being more comfortable, and while speech and debate really emphasizes the necessity of public speaking, it helped in more than just that regard. It helped in conversations and truly getting my ideas across, because before I lacked the ability to look at problems different ways and express them in ways that other people might not necessarily know. But once I started speaking, once I started to develop that sort of confidence, as you said, I was more able to express what I wanted to say.
Being able to think critically is crucial in our society. However, that is not the only practical benefit besides communication skills that speech and debate provides. Ben Clemmer had more to say on the research aspect of speech and debate.
My main event was discussion, which was a lot of time and work. Where for events like debate or discussion, you're going to be putting in probably about a half research paper every tournament to prepare. And that's putting that emphasis on the preparation. Made me ready for basically anything college had thrown at me. Made me ready for most of the things that get thrown at me in my work here. And it really made it so that skill set of interaction, that being able to improvise and to take whatever's thrown at you and run with it and make the most of it, that all started with speech team.
And if you don't think that speech and debate is for you or your children or anyone else close to you, you're wrong. Speech and debate has something for everyone, and it's a necessity, as a LinkedIn article from the 25th of May of 2016 stated. Chad Chenoweth had more to say on this.
I want people to understand that it's not just about public speaking. The diverse categories we allow it to be so much more than just standing up in front of people and saying something. You can do poetry, which people don't think that is public speaking. You can write your own stuff. You can act. You can work with a partner. You can do radio broadcasting. You can discuss political events. You can do impromptu style speaking. There's such variety. We have 14 total events that I could go into right now. The diverseness of it should really make it attractive to anyone. We have something for everyone.
And if you're worried about not succeeding if you were to join speech and debate, well then, a Huffington Post article from the 26th of May of 2016 stated something just for you. You'll always have the next competition to learn and grow, and become accustomed to speaking in front of crowds, which means that you can succeed, no matter what. Ben Clemmer had more to say on this topic.
I mean, really, speech breaks down any wall you could try to put around it.
So in short, you would say that there's not like one predefined type of person that actually it can be successful in the speech and debate.
Absolutely. I think anybody who actively wants to succeed in it and is willing to put the time and the work in can do it in speech.
Okay.
So next time you hear speech and debate, remember that it's not just this.
Science is a systematic study and structure of behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment, from Oxford Dictionary.
It's also this.
I seem to have misplaced my monies. How will I ever pay for that pizza?
But most importantly, it allows people across the world to grow and communicate.